So you want to basically learn the graphical interpretations?
Yeah.
Okay. So you know which one is an x-axis and which one is an y-axis? These are the basics, basically,
Yeah.
of a graph.
Yeah.
So you have seen a graph paper? Tell me that first.
Yes.
Okay, so how many, like you have seen a 2 mm graph paper? Which graph paper have you seen? You know what are these divisions? A 2 mm, this 2 centimeter and all that?
Yeah, no, I have a, like, yeah, I have like a 2 mm graph paper.
Okay, so as I'm just telling the basic of a graph paper. There's small boxes, right? So a very small, tiny 5 boxes will make what? 1 unit. Or like this we can take like 0 to 1. Like in a graph paper, there are certain bold lines. We usually draw the x and the y axis on those bold lines.
Yes.
Okay. Acha, x-axis, which one is the x-axis? Tell me that. There are 2 axes, a vertical one and a horizontal one. So which one is the x-axis?
The horizontal line is the
Yes.
x-axis.
Yes, the horizontal line is the x-axis, which we draw like this, and the vertical one is a y-axis. Let me just take the help of this whiteboard so that I can explain it to you better. Okay, so I'll just present my screen so that you can see it. So hopefully you can see this, Sarah?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay, so see, as I'm drawing the lines, this horizontal line is called the x-axis, and the vertical line which I have drawn is called the y-axis.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now,
yeah.
Which one? The point where the x and the y-axis meet, that is called the point of origin, and so it is marked as 0. Okay, the point exactly where the x and the y-axis meet is called the point of origin, and so we mark it as 0. Okay. Now, this is how we usually see a graph, but actually the graph has 3 more sides. Let me just draw it. So, has gone, sorry. This is one side and this is another side. So this side, on this side, what we have is all the values which we take, all are positive values. So whichever values we are taking here, suppose 3, 4, all are +3, +4, like this.
Miss, I've already learned about this. I just need help in finding the gradient and the, like, y equals mx plus c.
Repeat once again, your voice was not clear, my dear.
I'm saying I've already learned about coordinates and graphs. I just need help with finding gradient and the formula y equals mx plus c.
Y is equal to mx plus c. So you know the formula for finding out the gradient then?
Yes, I just need help with finding the gradient.
You just need?
Help with finding the gradient.
You know the formula for finding out the gradient here?
Yeah, y equals mx plus c.
Y is equal to mx plus c is the equation. It's not the formula for finding out the gradient. You want to find out the slope or the gradient?
Yes.
So slope is delta y by delta x. Have you learned about it?
No.
Delta y by delta x is change in the y-axis divided by change in the x-axis. How much change is occurring along the y-axis and how much change is occurring in the x-axis?
Okay, miss.
Understood. So that is your gradient. Okay.
Okay.
So I'll just show you one thing, then it will be easier for you basically. I'm just presenting my screen once again.
Okay.
See here, can you see this diagram?
Yes.
Can you see this diagram? So see what is happening when we are moving from this one. There are 2 points given on the line. So x1 and y1 are the 2 coordinates, and then x2, y2 are the 2 coordinates, right? So as we are moving from one point to another, see the value of x on both the axes are changing. Initially, the value of x is x1, and then it is changing to x2. So what is the change in value? It is x2 minus x1. So that is your delta x. I was telling you, no, slope or gradient is equal to delta y by delta x. So delta y is change in y divided by delta x, which is change in x. Change money, what is the value which has become afterwards minus the value which was there before.
Okay.
So suppose if I say the price of some particular product, the price of the product has changed. Changed means before the price was something else, now the price has become something else. So how do we find out how much price has changed? We have to subtract it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Did you understand it? So suppose if I
Yeah.
say the price has changed by 2, that means suppose the price initially was 10, now the price has become 12. So how much change? 12, the new price, minus 10, the old price. Right? Here
Okay.
also the same thing is happening. When we are finding out the change in y, we have to subtract the values, like the new value minus the old value. So we are doing y2, that is a new value, minus y1, old value, divided by x2, that is a new value, divided by x1. Always remember, gradient or slope is always y by x, not, it is not x by y. So it is delta.
Okay.
Why do we use delta? Have you used the sign? Do you know about the sign delta?
No.
I'll just show it to you. Delta is this sign. Have you used it ever? No.
I don't see anything on your
Okay.
screen.
This one is actually, this one means any change. If there is any change, we show it by this symbol.
Okay.
Okay. So anyway, even if you haven't seen it in your book, but anyway, change in y by change in x. So change in y, how do we find out change in y? It's simple. y2 minus y1,
Okay.
and this one divided by the entire thing divided by x2 minus x1. Okay. So if I tell
Okay.
you, are you telling me anything? I can't understand.
No, I'm not saying anything.
Okay, fine. So if I tell you that if I give you two values, suppose there are 2 points, point A is showing you coordinates, point A has given you coordinates 3 and 4, and point B has given you coordinates, the 2 points suppose drawn on a line, and point B has coordinates 6 and 7.
Okay.
So will you be able to find out the gradient now? Which one is the value of y2 and y1? Tell me now.
Y2 is 7 and Y1 is 4.
So it's 7 minus 4. Understood
Yeah.
now? It's 7
Yes.
minus 4 divided by
Divided
minus
by 6 minus 3.
yes, 6 is x2 minus 3. That is x1. So we get it as 3 by
3 by 3.
yes, it is 3 by 3. So the slope will come, or the gradient will be 1. Understood? So if we
Yeah.
are doing it like this, then the formula which you say, just a minute, I'll just clear the entire screen. So the formula which you just said, that is y is equal to mx plus c, right?
Miss, your presenting screen is stuck.
I'm sorry?
Your presenting screen is stuck.
It's stuck. It's not working. Can you see now?
No, it's still stuck.
Oh, I have to stop sharing and then I have to again open it. Yeah, can you see now?
Yes.
Okay, so what is the equation which you said? Y is equal to
M.
no. The equation which you said, y is equal to
Mx plus c.
yes, mx plus c. So here, what is the gradient or the slope? The gradient or the slope is this m.
Okay.
Okay. So just now we found out the slope to be 1. So here m is equal to, for this particular equation, whatever the coordinates or whatever the values we got, here m is equal to 1.
Okay.
Okay. And what is intercept? You told me about the intercept, the x-intercept and the y-intercept. Now here, in case of the intercept, here,
Your screen has stopped sharing.
yes, I'm coming back to it. That's why it has stopped sharing. Acha. What is an intercept? An intercept is the line where the curve, the line is actually, the graph is touching the x-axis or the y-axis. That becomes your x-intercept and the y-intercept. So if the graph is touching the x-axis at 3, suppose at 3 it is crossing like this, that means your x-intercept is 3, and similarly if it touches the y-axis at 5, then your y-intercept is 5. Understood? So this is the basic concept of this thing, the graph.